The reason why African cichlids are known as non-beginner level fish is because something as simple as adding new fish to an established tank should be done in a specific way if you want them to survive. In an African cichlid tank, each fish knows their place by way of the hierarchy, ranging from the top fish in the tank, also known as the tank boss, the strongest fish, and all the way down to the bottom fish in the totem pole, also known as the weakest fish in the tank. They all know their place in this system. The clownfish don't count. They're not part of the hierarchy. Now, because of this system that they all have established amongst each other, if you add brand new fish that have no place in this system at all of them are gonna wanna push the new fish all the way down to the bottom of the totem pole, and that could mean potential death for brand new fish. Today, we are adding 5 brand new studs that have just completed quarantine into the main display tank, and we're gonna go through the steps together. Let's go. The first tactic that I like to do is to add new fish into the main during a water change. By removing water from the tank and adding the new guys in during a water change, what you're causing is just fish distraction. Instead of the established guys being focused on these brand new guys that just entered the tank, they'll be kind of distracted. As you can see, they're all kind of getting stirred up right now. They know something is happening. And this is already a win for the new guys coming into the tank. If you've got a lot of decor in your tank, another thing that you might want to do is try to rearrange some of your decor, or even if there's some holes in the substrate, you might want to fill in those holes. This is done just to reset any territory that might have already been conquered by a tank boss or another. When you reset the decor, it kind of feels like a brand new tank altogether to everyone. One very important tactic that you're not gonna see me do right now is to add them in with the lights off. I'm keeping the lights on just for instructional purposes so you guys can actually see the fish during the video, but keeping the lights off is much better for all the fish involved in this new transaction. When they're out in the open exposed to a bunch of light, that's just more stressful for them. Besides these few tactics that we're going over in this video, there is one other very important thing, and that is never to add just one fish at a time. Even if you are implementing all these tactics that I just described, one fish by itself is going to be singled out by everyone else in the tank. So when adding African cichlids, it's very important to always add between 3 to 5 fish at the same time. This way, if any of the new guys are spotted and are kind of targeted, at least the aggression will spread around to all 3, 4, or 5 new guys instead of it being all packed onto just one guy. I'm well past 50% right now. These guys are so used to really big water changes that they don't even really look too phased. They look kind of comfortable still. So I'm gonna drain it a little bit more just to make sure that they are well aware that they don't have all that swimming freedom that they usually have. All right, we went full water change depth anyway, regardless. They're used to it, and I'd rather them, yeah, like that. Now, before we go ahead and add the new guys in, if you're curious of doing water changes at this magnitude, you're gonna wanna watch this video up in this top right-hand corner right there and learn why big water changes like this, especially on an overstocked African cichlid tank, are very, very beneficial for these guys. I do them weekly, and as you can see, all my fish are super colorful, super fat, super healthy. Trust me when I tell you these water changes are very good for them. All right, we're gonna attempt to grab these guys one at a time without too much splashing. Failed already. I know these guys are wild and they are not gonna wanna get caught. I just don't want to stress them out too much by going after them too fast. Okay, we got the OB Taiwan Reef, the OB Z-Rock. The OB Z-Rock right here, he's very spunky. I can't really get a good shot. I don't want him to fall out of the net. If you really want a good look at what these guys look like when I first got them, make sure you check the first video out right here in the top right-hand corner. Take a look. Little flabbergasted, little wondering where he is, where he's going in life. But as you can see, well, there's the big guy. Okay, big guy swam right past him. Didn't pay him no mind. Now he's back in the back corner over there. Looks like he's doing all right. Oh, here he comes back to the middle. All right, as you can see, the water change is working. It's doing his magic because no one's paying him any attention at all. He's a stranger just like everybody else. All right, let's see who's next. I kind of want to leave the Venustus for last because I already have a Venustus in my tank and I don't know how they're going to act together. So I want to get everybody in there first and then see what happens with the Venustus in there. Keep a close eye once everything is done. This looks like to me as the Red Empress. Here we go. Don't splash me, don't splash me. Okay, Red Empress. Oh man, beautiful color on there. I always say her, but it's a he. I don't want him to fall out of the net because that's a far fall on a hard tile floor. Let's just get him in the tank. Come on out, baby. All right, there's the Red Empress. He's looking all right. See, they're interested. Oh, there was some fin nipping right there just happened. See that? This guy's going after him pretty hard. Let's see if he just forgets about him for a second. See, if they come in the tank and they just stay completely still, like they're literal dead fish, they're gonna nip at him. They're gonna take a taste. I lost visual, but let's keep moving. Let's keep moving and get everybody in here. Next up, we're gonna grab the Taiwan Reef if we can. Well, maybe we're gonna get the albino Taiwan Reef first. Yep, we got the albino Taiwan Reef right now. These guys are powerful, healthy, and strong because they're splashing all over the place. Straight into the tank. Don't want to drop them. Out of the net. There we go. Albino Taiwan Reef. Straight to the back corner as well. Everybody's going to the back. We'll get a good shot of them in a minute. Now we'll go for the Taiwan Reef. He's spunky. All right, right into the net. He's gonna splash. I know this. Oh, maybe not. Taiwan Reef into the tank. Yeah, he's splashing now. He wants out of that net. All right, he's out and back to the corner as well. I don't like the fact that the lights are on too much because I know that's stressing them out. Here's the Red Empress, brand new. Looking very stressed, breathing very heavy. But what I want to make sure is that no one's chasing him or nipping at him. All right, last but not least, the beautiful Venustus Giraffe Cichlid. And oof, he does not want to get caught. But I promise you're going to a better home, my bro. I promise. Get in the net, bro. In the net, bro. Come on. Come on, get in. There you go. All right. Let's get him in. Let's get him in. Let's get him in. Ooh-wee. All right, last but not least, into the tank. He's a splasher. Out of the net. Straight to the back like everyone else. All right, we're gonna now start adding the water back into the tank. And when it gets about halfway, I got another little trick that I like to do. Because as the water starts to rise and they get that swimming space back, they will notice the new guys in here. As you can see, we started filling right away. And immediately after filling begins, you always want to add your water conditioner. My go-to is Seachem Prime all the time. If not Prime, I'll use Seachem Safe, but we're going with Prime right now. I always dose the full volume of tank water, no matter what the water change size, directly into the tank. And now that tap water is safe. Besides the water conditioner, which all of us should be using, I also add my African Cichlid products like Seachem's Cichlid Lake Salt for GH purposes. And I add Seachem's Malawi Buffer for KH purposes. Now that's a totally different video, but I got you at the end of this one. What I'll do now, as the tank is filling, is just keep an eye on everybody. There's so many fish in the tank that it's gonna be too hard to spot the new guys right now with the water level this low. But I'm just making sure that there's not a lot of aggression going on. Even though they're getting kind of hype right there in the middle of the tank. Yeah, I'm watching you too. Been like that for a while. But now is also a really good time to implement these new guys into my Aqua Builder app, which keeps track of all my stock. So I'll never forget exactly how many fish I have in this tank. I see the new Venustus. He's going around the rocks. Looks like he might be being chased right now. All right, those two guys are not the new guys. So that's okay. They're just going after each other as usual. What I'm gonna do now is my next tactic because they are still focusing on them a lot. I'm gonna cut the lights off right now because lights being on is really gonna stress them all out. So I still got the lights on in the room, but the lights in the tank are off. Hopefully you can still see them all right. And we're gonna go to the next tactic, which is going to be the thing that distracts us all, food. I'm going with Seakim's Nutri-Diet Cichlid Flakes. I'm just gonna sprinkle some flakes around and let them go after this and focus more on the fact that there's food in the tank instead of each other. Whoop, drop some. Give them time for them all to realize that there's some food in the tank. Let them smell it and sniff it a little bit. Put some over here on this side. And as you can see, hopefully you can see in this light, that they're kind of focusing on the food now. They're going after the food more than anything else. There's the big Busco. He's not going after any fish now. He's going after the food. Let me give him a little more. Sprinkle it around to the guys that don't want to come out from underneath the cover. And this is one of the best tactics, believe it or not, is to just distract them with food as the tank fills up. Is it possible that they could correlate these new guys with some food, and they might think to themselves that the new guys aren't a threat and they actually have a good meaning because we got fed when these new guys came into our home? I don't know, possible. You know, it could be a psychological thing. There's the big boy over here looking for food, not bothering anybody anymore. See, the food kind of calmed them down. Now they got full bellies and they aren't hungry. Keep in mind while you're watching this process that it is absolutely normal for these fish to chase each other. You're never gonna not see any chasing going on. And the reason for this is because they are trying now to reestablish the hierarchy that has now obviously changed because we got some new guys in here. Yes, everyone wants to push them down to the bottom, but the guys at the top also want to reestablish themselves not only to the new guys, but to the current household and give them a little refresher that, yeah, I'm on top of this tank. I'm at the top of the hierarchy. And right now, that's looking like my Busco for sure. He's not only chasing after the new guys, he's chasing after everyone. He's letting them know, do not forget my position in this tank. I don't care who just got in here. I'm still the top dog. So as long as he's not actively nipping, biting, causing harm to anybody, that little bit of chasing is just him being dominant, nothing to worry about. Also, while he's looking kind of like a butthead right now, I know him very well, and I know that he's a great tank boss. He will get this way when something like this happens, just like I said, to reestablish himself. But once that's over, he's a very calm tank boss, and he'll be super chill. As I say that, he's chasing the crap out of my new OBZ rock. But it'll settle down, I promise. Especially after I finish this video and we go lights out in the whole fish room. Once it's completely dark, they'll all calm down and settle in. I probably should mention this, but I've been talking about my tank boss, the Busco. That's just his name. He's actually a Fusco African Cichlid, F-U-S-C-O, Fusco. But I named him Busco a while back because he's just got that Busco looking face, doesn't he? He's still being kind of a butthead to everyone. I think he just wants this corner to himself and he's trying to send everyone away from here. But I could tell he's getting tired because his breathing has gotten very heavy. So he's gonna reach quitting time soon. I know that for a fact. As the water level passes the wave maker in that top right corner, then I'll kick the wave maker on and create another element that helps to curb some aggression, because now they got to deal with that heavy flow and current in the tank. One additional tactic to curbing African cichlid aggression. Heavy flow. You guys ate already. Get away from me. I gave you food already. Go away. So the tank is full, the lights are on temporarily, and the new guys are in there somewhere. See if you guys can find them with that many fish in the tank. And that leads me to your next question is, how many African cichlids could go in one tank? It's gonna be that video right there for you. But if you wanted to learn everything there is to know about African cichlids, check out my premium online course right there. Before you go, give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you on the other side. Peace.